All right, good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we're going to go through 25 different lead generation ideas that you can use today. This is something that I found on Inman Select. Very, very cool, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Today we will not be joined by Bill Sykes, corporate broker, but I will bring Amelia Hollow from CVM, Clearview Mortgage, on the line. And good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Alta agent. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So quick mortgage market update today. Well, since last week, the Fed has announced 2 rate cuts this year. So overall good news. We'll see how it goes. Definitely been a little volatile with all the tariff stuff. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that all plays out. But 2 rate cuts is a good indication that the trajectory should continue overall down. So keeping our fingers crossed for some business boom. Um, and then I just wanted to give a little information about a loan product that I don't know if all real estate agents are completely dialed into the fact that we can do multifamily homes over 4 units. 1 to 4 is obviously going to be very clearly residential, Fannie, Freddie, VA, FHA, they'll all do those. But there's a little bit of a gray area between commercial and residential that falls for the 4 to 8 unit, and sometimes up to 12. We actually used to have a lender who we did business with as a company who went up to 28 units with a residential program. Unfortunately, they rolled that back, I think around December of last year. So they did away with that program. I guess it wasn't very popular. But all that being said, if you have clients who are looking for something that falls over 4 units, maybe even over 8 or 12, there's a really solid chance that we can find a lender for you for them so that they don't have to go commercial or go to their bank. Although, that's an option too for them. And usually these are going to be debt service coverage ratio loans, meaning the property is going to qualify itself. Usually they want it to be an experienced investor, although if you're more in the 4 to 8 unit category, they're going to be a lot more flexible with that. First-time investors can be allowed. I've seen lenders who will do it. And then, yeah, the property qualifies itself. So as long as the rent can carry the principal, interest, tax, and insurance on it, they're happy. So they don't even look at their personal income or personal liabilities. They will obviously look at their credit score. But it's a really cool program. Does usually require a 25% down payment, especially for favorable rates because these are non-QM. But I've seen them go as little as 15% or 20% down if the loan amount is small enough or if it's not creeping up too high on the number of units. So yeah, just throwing it out there if anybody's got clients looking for that. The other thing that's cool about those loans is that we're licensed in California, but with a DSCR loan, we can do those in very many states, not quite all 50. I don't know the exact number, but we can pretty much, with our California license, you don't need a state specific mortgage license to do a debt service coverage ratio loan. So if you have clients who are shopping out of state who you want to give a mortgage referral to, just to be good business, you can talk to us about that. Most states we can do those, which is cool. So single family all the way up to 12 units typically I would say is probably the sweet spot. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me, email or call, and I'd be happy to chat about the program.
Awesome, Amelia. Really appreciate that update. And anybody that needs help with mortgages or any cross quals or any information, you call Amelia. And her information is always on the replays as well as the invitations that I send out for the webinars. All right, so we are going to move swiftly into our next into our feature presentation here. So I believe you guys can see my screen. Let me pull it up for myself. So, like I said, this is an excerpt that I got from Inman Select, and so we've seen a lot of these. But as we know, leads are the lifeblood of a thriving real estate business, and so generating leads, whether it's through your sphere of influence or through buying leads or social media, it is, you've always got to set aside a certain amount of time per week to be doing lead generation. So this is going to be 25 different ideas. And again, we've seen a few of these, but there's definitely some really cool tricks and some good things that they brought up. And so I thought I'd share this with you guys. So number one, expired listings, right? So as markets continue to normalize, days on the market and the number of expired listings are definitely coming up. So this continues to create opportunities for agents looking to take more listings. The key here is to develop a plan of action that provides unique value, right? So if you have an expired listing, that's an opportunity for you to come in and say, hey, the realtor that had the listing before, didn't quite do what I can do, right? So it's a opportunity to come in and give them a different perspective, how to get the home sold, how to do a systematic approach, and communicate with that particular homeowner. And we've spent quite a bit of time looking at our listing presentations and laying out the strategies for what we're going to do for these people. So number two is 6 to 12 month old expired listings. So the amount of competition for recently expired listings extremely high in many markets, but if the homeowner doesn't relist within a month of their home expiring, the amount of agents pursuing that listing decreases. So this is a good opportunity. That means you can go in, find these homeowners that have, they had their listing expire 6 to 12 months ago, and then come on in. They might have just said, okay, I'm over it, but if you come in with a solid plan and you contact them, you are definitely able to get them relisted in some cases. So buyers as bait for social media posts. This is kind of a cool idea. So in today's market environment, having a buyer can be a great tool for uncovering listing opportunities. So there's 3 specific scripts that they've provided for us, which is great. We love scripts, makes things easy. So the first one is through a social media post that you can call a little help, right? Need a little help here post. So this is an example of a little help post on social media. So let's read this. So little help, please. I'm working with a couple looking to buy a 3-bedroom home in the name of a specific school district that you might be familiar with, or wherever they might want to be, right? We've looked at everything on the market and haven't found the perfect home for them yet. If you're planning to sell your home in the next 6 months, please direct message me or share this post with someone that you know who is considering selling in this school district. Very cool little idea, right? So follows up and says, these buyers may be willing to pay a premium for the right home, and they have flexibility when it comes to a closing date. Please reach out to me if we might be able to put together a win-win purchase for these buyers and a sale for you or someone you know. Boom. Great little social media post. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to put that out there, right? Super easy. So same thing, buyers as bait mailers, right? Do a hard copy mailer using CoreFact or any of the other services that are out there. So this is what they call the magic letter. And listingleads.com is another great way to utilize your buyer to uncover listing opportunities. So this particular example looks like this. So dear homeowner, if you're in the forever home, ignore this letter. However, if you're open to the idea of potentially selling your home, I have information that may be of value to you. My client is actively searching for a home like yours. We've reviewed every home currently on the market and are now directly reaching out to homeowners in your area who may be considering selling. Here's some important information about the buyer. They're pre-qualified for X amount. They can make X amount of down payment, and they're flexible regarding the closing date. So if you're months away from deciding whether to sell your home, it would still be worth having a brief conversation. Boom, lead gen right here. So we've assisted 153 clients in buying and selling in the last 12 months, or whatever your actual numbers is, don't lie. And we'd love to help our client find their dream home. So here's my personal cell. Looking forward to hearing from you, Jimmy Mackin. That's the guy that does the wrote the article. P.S. If you're not sure of your home's worth because it's been a while since you've had a professional evaluation, I can prepare a custom report for you. Easy, right? So really, I think that's a fantastic letter that you can send out to your, to your farm. And then their third little example is using buyers as bait phone calls is, you just call up any one of your, people in your farm and you say, hey, this is Kevin Lauren. I'm with Alta Realty Group. I'm calling because I have a client looking to buy a home in your neighborhood, and I'm doing everything I can to see if I can help them find their ideal home. They've said if they find the right one, they may be willing to pay a premium. Have you heard of any of your neighbors who may have considered selling? Super great. I mean, this is so easy to just leave a quick voicemail like that for anybody in your farm or anywhere where your clients are looking to buy, right? So literally you're using your buyers as bait to get listings. So, and then you could follow up with this. I'd be the worst real estate agent in the world if I didn't ask at least if there's a price where you might consider selling your home. That's always a nice little, we've seen that. I've put that kind of language out before. So number 6 is open houses. Of course, buyers are no longer walking into offices, but they are walking into open houses. So open houses can provide opportunity to not only meet buyers' prospects, but also homeowners in the neighborhood through the marketing of the open house, where you're going to meet people that own their home, may want to sell. They'll have a good conversation with you. You can wow them with your awesomeness, and so that's a very, very good idea. So create searchable social content. This is really cool. So playing the field for social media has been leveled. The social media platforms have shifted to serving content to viewers based on their viewing habits instead of their connections. That's big. So this means content that is searched for, specific, and that educates or entertains wins in today's world on social media. So no matter how large or small your following is, you can still get people to kind of, to pay attention to your social media posts. Whoops, went the wrong way. Let's get back down here. So these are all just really good examples of things that you can do today to go ahead and do some lead gen. So 8 is deal of the week email or post. Love this. So if you're wondering how to re-engage your database, begin sending out a deal of the week email. So this strategy is one created with Sharon Servsasa. Sure, I'm not saying that right, but with a few key components. So the first is to have the same subject line every week, right? So you're creating that consistency. So Newport Beach deal of the week, or Mission Viejo deal of the week. The email should include the email should not include photos or the address of the property you're highlighting. This is important. So it should have a brief description, bullet points, highlighted features, and an easy way for the reader to receive additional details, but you kind of have to dangle the bait out there. And so they have to click on your link. They have to do something to engage you in order to see that. And so a great way to do that is with, if you've got your Sierra interactive website, what you would do is you would bring up that particular home, you would copy that link, and the link would be the bait for them to click on. And then, of course, through our Sierra interactive websites, you can force them to have to put their information in if they actually want to read it and they want to see all the information. So what you would do is that you would send it out like this, like just put the key highlights: 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, 2218 square feet, large lot in gated Calypso Point, or wherever the heck it is, private pool, gas heater, fenced backyard, wraparound balcony, open layout, dual summary suites, and Tesla charger. So it's close to the Gulf Place for dining, art, live music, more, or whatever is appropriate for that particular listing. $1,225,000, many new interest rates options with Amelia Hollow, of course. So if you're interested, just reply and I'll get you all the details. And so you can do a combination of that, or even, send that link to the actual property and just make sure that you have forced the, the registration. So they have to put in their information in order to see it. Super easy to do. Of course, I can help you with that. And at the bottom, you can just say, all the best, Kevin Lauren. If you want to hit the easy button, use ChatGPT, as we've discussed, right? So ChatGPT has, an easy way to just create that email. So super, super easy just using ChatGPT. Number 9, door knocking. I know everybody hates it, but it still works. So door knocking is obviously an overlooked and downplayed source of lead generation. But the key to success is having a viable reason for knocking on the door, right? You don't want to just knock on the door and, have nothing to say, right? So you're letting them know about an upcoming open house. That's normally the best thing to do, or that's the easiest subject line for you to do. As you're walking walking around the open houses. So And then if you don't have an open house, alternatively, you can let them know that you just listed, an open house in a different neighborhood or something to that effect. But open houses are a really easy way to just, hey, just listed this home down the street, inviting you to come to the open house. And it's a really cool idea to have, neighborhood homeowner only open houses for just the neighbors. So you can split it up and say, hey, from 11 to noon, I'm inviting exclusively neighbors or something to that effect. Make them feel, a little bit special. Searchable YouTube content. So YouTube has become the number 2 search engine in the world behind Google. And of course, Google owns YouTube. So Google happens to own YouTube, like I just said. That creates an additional opportunity for people that search things on Google to find your video content as well. So making those quick listing videos and posting them on YouTube, really, really good move. Also, it just increases that net that you're casting out. So super easy. And then you can also advertise your listing videos on YouTube. Unsolicited video CMAs. We've talked about this quite a bit in past webinars. So creating a video CMA, and we literally have, replays on exactly how to do that. And then, without being asked, right? That's the unsolicited video CMA. So using an unsolicited CMA and, doing a little screen share recording using Zoom or any of the other products that are out there, that is a very, very good way to get really good information to homeowners, valuable to them for free. And then, you're likely to get somebody to ask questions about that CMA. Lead sharing groups. We've talked about this a lot as well. So lead sharing groups like a BNI or local groups through the Chamber of Commerce. Great way to find other business builders in the community. Great way to network. Let them know that you've got listings or you've got buyers. Also, we talk about, creating those groups of other ancillary service providers, having a group of contractors, painters, mortgage people, all those different things, doing some kind of a monthly, Zoom meeting at minimum. Also, you can do it in person at a coffee shop, and just making sure that you're sharing your information with others. Very, very key. Lead sources with no upfront fees. Let's take a look at this. Oh, whoops. Keep doing that. I have a new computer, so I'm just getting it down here. So lead sources with no upfront fees. What are these? So purchasing leads can be expensive. Oh my gosh, they can be expensive, especially in California. And they have no guarantee of closing transactions. We all know that. There are websites that provide leads with no upfront fees. but you pay a referral fee at the time of closing. So we've seen stuff like this with Op City and other things like that. So great idea. If you don't have any business, have those people sending you leads, and you don't pay up front, but they take a percentage of your commission or your compensation when you're done. And I'm going to include this. This has a cool little article about which of those lead sources that you can use that don't, cost anything up front. Of course, they cost, but on the backside. So buy lunch, not leads. The relationships that you have are the most valuable asset in your business. Instead of buying leads, buy lunch for someone in your sphere of influence. You and just this is a soft sell. This is just like, hey, this is what we're up to. I've just these are my you can go over what you kind of do for selling different homes. So that can be a great way to get to nurture a lead or nurture people in your sphere of influence. Client appreciation activities. We talk a lot about this. This is a technique that a lot of our agents have used successfully. At least once a year, do a client appreciation activity of some kind. Buy everybody pizza, buy everybody ice cream, invite everybody, invite the people in your ancillary service providers. Really easy to do, fun. It doesn't have to be super serious. And so, their little thing is here. Their blurb here is the best way to put the law of reciprocity to work in your business is to show your appreciation for existing clients. So simple pop-by gifts, that's easy too. Just I think I've let people know that a coming by with like a little plant or a little succulent. You can make these little succulents super cheap, for less than $1, and just drop by with a little client welcome kit or a little a CMA. Hey, here you go. Just thought you'd like this. Maybe some cookies, right? Number 16, host a first-time homebuyer seminar. This is cool. So you can put it out on social media. You can put it out a bunch of different ways, and make sure that you're educating people, first-time home buyers, on what it takes to own a home. A lot of people that have never bought a home, they have no clue what it takes. So that's a really, really good idea. Geographical farming. Yes, of course. Everybody should be working a farm, unless you have a giant sphere of influence. You don't have to. Working a geographical farm is a really good idea. Contact DJ Bibb from Fidelity. He'll assist you in getting all the information for that farm, and then you can start working your farm. And you can look up some of our past replays on exactly how to do that. So really a important way to do your business. 18, just sold postcards, reimagine. So this is pretty cool. And you guys can just literally rip this off, do the exact same thing. You can create this in Canva. Did you hear about your neighbor? What? My neighbor? Yeah, here's the story. Your neighbor called us, looking to make a move out of state and wanting to maximize the value of their home. I got to work. By leveraging video production, I was able to attract and help eight out of state interested buyers understand the flow of the home as coming soon opportunity. All organic calls from YouTube. Pretty cool. And then this is awesome. You got a little QR code, and you can link it to the video that you created. A buzzworthy launch. I created a special event that attracted 40 plus realtors with active buyers through an event style open house. Not very hard to do. Multiple offers. After the launch event and several open houses, we received 3 offers. Masterful negotiation. The seller wanted to stay in the house until mid-June, so we negotiated a longer closing period while continuing to uphold a high purchase price. Through our through our comprehensive process, I helped my client achieve a higher price per square foot than the most recent new construction sale. Do you have a similar goal? Let's chat. Boom. Super nice postcard that you can send out to people in your farm. And, that's a really good way to possibly get a new lead. So for sale by owners, we all know FSBOs, but they still are a good source of leads, especially if you don't have anything going. You got to pound the pavement and you got to do this stuff. So for sale by owners have raised their hand and stated that they want to sell, but they just don't know how to do it, because we know that the stats show that most FSBOs don't sell their homes by themselves. So this continues to be one of the most fruitful areas for listings for agents who execute on a strategy that assists and educates the homeowners, who in many cases eventually list with an agent, right? We all know it's true. The ZMA letter. So much of the general public uses Zillow, unfortunately, to search for real estate online. The Zestimate is often not in line with the true value of the home. So a great strategy is to capitalize on that and to design a listing letter titled the ZMA letter. This is an example. Oh wait, I don't have the example in there, but I'll include it. But the example says something to the effect of, this is the Zillow estimate of your home. However, I took the liberty to do a full CMA and an actual CMA, and this is my findings. And so you're providing value beyond what they're finding on Zillow. Number 21, call Airbnb owners. This is a really cool one. And I didn't think about this one until I read it. So the Airbnb craze that swept the nation during the COVID has settled down. Many of the first-time Airbnb buyers are now wanting to unwind those positions due to decreased revenue and headaches of ownership of and maintaining those Airbnbs. It's almost a full-time job. So this is a kind of untapped spot where you can at least throw a Hail Mary out there and see if somebody is like, oh, you know what, I'm over running this Airbnb. Yes, I'm just going to sell it. So calling these owners to see if they still love owning their place can lead to listings. So here's their example. Cool example. Zillow. Oh wait. Oh, this is the Zillow one. So yeah, it's exactly what I said. Number 22, call long-term rentals and renters, right? And let them know the opportunities that they have by owning instead of renting. Show them the costs, exactly what it takes. Educate them. Talk to Amelia at Clearview Mortgage. Get some really specific information for those renters, and let them know exactly what they can do, and they too can be homeowners. Number 23, optimize your Google business profile. This is something we've talked to ad nauseum. Every agent should have their free Google business profile. And so people go to Google to search for agents. So we talk a lot about creating our digital footprint and making sure that it looks good. And so when people do we get a referral, and or somebody refers us, and they do a little bit of Google research on us, we want all of that stuff to show up, and we got to have that Google business profile show up number one, and it normally does if you do it right. So again, we have so much good training on that. Just go to our replays on our YouTube channel and do a search for Google business profiles or digital footprint, and we talk all about that. Number 24, builder permit boxes. So this is interesting. So home construction sites have builder boxes that hold the permits where you can find builder information. A simple call to the builders asking if the home is a custom home that they're building for someone, or if it's the spec build, is a great way to find some listing opportunities. And you're able to do this before the product is finished and it hits the market, so you can get your foot in the door. Sometimes the builders are just they're so consumed with building the home, they're not yet thinking about how they're going to market it once it's finished. So really cool way to get your foot in the door. At least let them know that you are an on top of it agent. And maybe if they even if they had that, if it's a spec home and they already have it sold, maybe they're going to use you down the line and put them part of your business lead group in your business group. So the last one, 25, is of course you can buy leads. Like we said, super expensive, especially in California. So, but if you're doing a lot of business and you have extra dollars, this is a viable way to continue to make sure that you have leads that are coming in all the time. So, if you just did a sale and you got some good compensation, not a bad idea to earmark at least a portion of those dollars to buying leads. And of course, we can buy leads on Zillow, Redfin, um, and even doing Google ads. And so, Google ads in our area probably going to have to be spending about $1,000 a month minimum in order to get at least 20-25 leads per month, and you're just not going to close every lead. So that's about a minimum stat for you there. So that is the balance of our feature presentation today, and so I will include all these in the replay, as well as Amelia Hollow's phone number, of course. But and we don't have Bill to give us any of his brilliant takeaways, but these are all ways that you can, or all techniques and ideas that you can use today to begin building your lead pipeline. So things that you do today, we're right in spring. Things that you do today are going to lead to closes in the next 60 to 90 days, and so we got to start now. Buying season is on. So with that, I hope you guys have a great week, a productive week, and I look forward to seeing you all on the webinar next Wednesday. Thank you very much.